Good morning. Border crossings. That's what's on my mind right now. Before we came here into New York State, I heard stories, and most of them came from the news, honestly. And now I realize that we're going to have to be very sort of discerning regarding the news and not take everything as credible, maybe. I read an article that ICE had picked up 2 kids, aged 2 and 4, Canadians. And I thought, wow, what happened there? And they detained them for a few weeks. I'm like, they're picking up kids? So when you get to the the details of the article, you find out that the parents were with them. Yes, they were Canadians, and they were detained. They were detained and held with the kids, parents and kids, and their landed immigrant status was being checked out. And they found out that everything was up and up. Everything was above board. There was nothing illegal, and they let them go. But the article, the headline, made it seem as though ICE had picked up 2 little kids, 2 little Canadian kids. It's like, oh, don't cross the border with the little kids. You might be in trouble. So then I heard another one, a CTV News or Toronto News, prior to our trip here to New York State. And it said, Canadians, please be careful at the border because they're asking for your iPhone, your cell phone, your laptops, or whatever, and you have to give them your password and all that. So I took up an old phone that we have, actually, and I wiped out everything off of it that would be somewhat incriminating. No YouTube link channels, any comments anybody had made about America and the politics, which there was very little, but I just didn't want any connection at all, so I wiped out all of this stuff, any reference. Took all the time to do that for no reason. Because I didn't need to do that. We were not asked for our iPhones if we had any. I left my iPhone at home, my iPad, etc. We didn't need to do any of that stuff. It was very pleasant crossing, probably one of the quickest ones. Hardly anybody at the border going from Canada into the U.S. except for truckers, big long trucking line. It was like one of the easiest crossings that we've ever made. We haven't gone home yet. I will report on that, but I expect it'll be good because the Canadians treat people differently. We're very polite. We're very nice. We're very open, accepting, and non-judgmental, and that's nice. Now, if you listen to the news, it can leave you feeling scared to go across the border. And sometimes I wonder if it isn't all a big ploy, sort of like boycott America. There is some of that going on. Not the boycott so much, but just supporting our Canadian economy more than we ever have. I was never so aware of all the Canadian products that we have as I am now, which is great. I still love America, still love their products. And one of the reasons for coming to New York State is for the shopping. I love the variety. When we arrived at the hotel, it was under renovation. And the fellow who checked us in, Rafi, he said he apologized for the state of the foyer and the fact that he said the construction should have been finished by now, but because of tariffs, everything was delayed. Everything was slow going. And I said, oh yeah, you guys have tariffs. We have tariffs too in Canada, but it's a little bit different. Oh, there goes an airplane. Yeah, and rightly he said, we're the ones that are paying the tariffs. And yes, we know that. We have it on our end, but not quite the same as America has. I feel sorry for the tariffs. I hope that one day it changes. I think one day it will change. But anyways, crossing the border, piece of cake. And I think any American who wants to come to Canada and enjoy some different culture, freedom, we welcome you. Come on over. So that's my border news for now.